Welcome back, YouTubers, my channel of an everyday life of an Aspie. If you're following me right now and you're listening to me right now, I'm Aspie. I'm all about creating mental health and awareness and sharing my life stories along the way of what I have to share with you all, regardless what it may be it mental health topics, in the way of mental health and awareness, tips and advice through these mental health disorders that we go through, be it also maybe just some words of advice and encouragement for us all, for us to learn in one way or another. It's been brought to my attention while I've been away, even though it has been of quite some time that, I've been contemplating on what to share with you all. Let's be real and honest here with you all, regardless of what I've been through the week of my absence, so to speak, after what I've shared with you all, or just some of us who has been following me, whatnot. So, we all need time out right now and again. So this one's basically some of these excerpts that you may have heard or read through if you've been following me on my WordPress site. I'll be linking it below so that you can get a better understanding regardless what it may be. So in this one, obviously what I decided to speak on was the difference between disrespect and standing up for yourself. Now, let me tell you something and be real with you all when it comes to conflict. It sure as hell isn't as easy for me or anyone else for that matter, as I'm sure it's guaranteed for years. It doesn't come naturally to me, or I don't mean to start a conflict, even if there is some sort of, disagreement between myself and someone in particular because of our key differences, regardless what it may be. Also, just a heads up, it doesn't come naturally to me, or I don't mean to start a conflict because obviously I chose to, or I wanted to, or because I have to. No, this is far from it. I'm completely opposite. I try to solve the problem before it gets swept under the carpet. Meaning, I try to eliminate and diffuse the situation quick, smart, with the snap of the fingers, or the wave of the magic wand, as they say. But then again, as we know, it's not always guaranteed to fix that problem in the long run. I know from experience, usually it's best to be a better man or woman to at least acknowledge that there is a problem and try to fix the problem or solve it at least. But then again, I've learned now some of the problems that occurs in our lives can be draining for most of us, emotionally, physically and spiritually. So therefore, when it does come to a conflict, when it arises, we have the choices of walking away or from it all for a time and then return to it, or do we want to just keep on adding fuel to the fire, so to speak. I know sometimes it's easier said than done when it comes down to us walking the walk, so to speak. Believe you me, I've been there, done that, so to speak. I don't always like fighting, physically, or just in the lash of words, or cause any dramas that comes along without the warning and hesitation of it all. Let's be real and honest here, no one does, do they? No one should have to tolerate or put up with that, what the other person says or do to them, regardless what it may be, by emotionally draining us or emotionally abusing us, physically abusing us to the point the cows come home. Yet conflict is a natural response and is a normal, everyday, natural part of our everyday life. Yet we need to be comfortable with the conflicts that may come in our lives or in our way, even if we don't like conflict. We do need to, however, learn in our everyday life, basically, in every aspect to it, especially in the difficult situations and conflicts, as this is learning how to stand up for ourselves. Pardon? Say what? I'm hearing you all say. You're probably thinking and asking me this right now, right? Well, I shall say it in another way, is that we need to do what is right for us and being real and true to ourselves, even if others in our circle aren't happy with the everyday choices we come to make and face. Even if it means that you'll end up being alone or losing friends along the way when we choose to stand up for ourselves, that this can be easily misunderstood or misinterpreted as obviously disrespect. So what's the real difference between disrespect and standing up for yourself, I hear all say? Well, let me tell you, when we stand up for ourselves, we choose to speak up and against certain situations that we believe in, and to not even let ourselves be walked all over or on as a little doormat. We choose to speak up and against to certain situations based on choices, principles, moralities, and expectations on what we have for ourselves as people as well. You decided to stand up for the injustice. You decided to stand up for the immoral ethics. While standing up for all of this, yes, we may end up standing alone and standing up for change when we then will be employing the word no, we so often do not wish to use. We stand firm and true to ourselves, even when it does upset the other person. This is sure as hell isn't easy, believe you me, to what I'm facing right now with some things. I know that this isn't an easy road of life. This isn't always easy, especially if the person who we're standing up against is someone in whom we looked up to and respected or loved. On the other hand, however, disrespecting another person is reacting to one another instead of taking the time to respond with an open mind, heart and mind, and a consciously approach to respond to that person. When we do react, however, we may curse, cuss, yell, or be rude to that other person. It's also important to know or to truly understand these differences between reacting and responding. There are a few people that often do choose to respond with disrespect just to spite others. This is a very emotionally immature way to behave and act in this manner, as this will result to even more conflicts and dramas which we do not wish, or even just by creating more enemies in the end of time. For better understanding, hopefully here for you all is a mantra that I've learnt right now as well while being away, as well as trying to, build myself up with self-confidence and more. Something we can learn. Repeat this every day. I must do ... something out of the respect for myself. I'm sorry if you disagree with this, as it's your choice and right, as you may see things differently to me. Another person may take your action as disrespect if you're saying no and not agreeing or submitting to your every wish. Don't worry about that, just as long as you're true and real to yourself and that you feel confident in yourself, as well as that you're not disrespecting another person. You'll be fine in the end. I want to encourage you all, including myself today, to be conscious of what you're doing and saying right now. Need to remember that not everyone will always see a situation like you do in the same way. Look into our own hearts and stand up for ourselves with respecting others as well as ourselves, because you can and will as having the right. It's about self-respect and knowing our own self-worth. Basically, that quickly ends off the short, brief part about the difference between disrespect and standing up for ourselves. Give me a like for thumbs up for support. Comment below if I missed anything. Feel free to follow me on the social medias, as I'm going to list below, especially the newer ones of the social media site. Feel free to also hit the notification bell so that you don't miss anything that I may be coming up on with new topics or whatever it may be. Feel free to subscribe to my channel, because I'm hoping to do this on the daily or weekly, regardless of my schedules. Feel free to share these videos around to family and friends, because as I said before, for some of these will need to be shared for others to learn from. So thanks for your support, thanks for watching. Aspie signing out. Till next time, I'll see you all again soon.